So I've been telling everybody, don't freak out. Don't freak out. I've been telling everybody, don't freak out about Bernie Sanders. But guess what? Huffington Post stole my thing. I've been saying, don't freak out. You know what I'm saying. I'm saying don't freak out to people. And that's the Don't Freak Out t-shirt. There's a link below. It's a good price, and you get to support the independent media of the Jimmy Dore Show. But guess what?
What sizes does that come in?
That comes in all sizes: small, medium, large,
extra large,
and double X. So
reasonable prices.
Super reasonable.
I'm gonna get one.
That's right, super. And if you get one where I signed it, that's a little more. But guess what?
What?
I sign them. I'll sign them for you too if you want.
For a little more?
Yeah, well, it's all about donating and helping out the show, Jim.
I'm not going to go that far.
Okay, listen. Huffington Post stole my thing, my saying about don't freak out. Look what they put. Huffington Post says, don't freak out over the polling Trump is leading in Ohio. Don't freak out over the polls showing Trump leading Clinton in Ohio. There's still 6 months left to elections. Hey, guess what? These are the same geniuses who told us back in August that Trump doesn't have a chance. Don't worry, Trump doesn't have a chance. No, he doesn't. Believe me. There's not that many knuckleheads in the Republican. Oh my God. Trump is kicking everyone's ass. That is who the Republican Party is. Who knew? Because I don't know. I'm inside the Beltway, and we don't know anything about it. Trump doesn't have a chance. Now Trump is the guy, and now they're they told you don't pay attention to him. They're still telling you that. They're still telling you don't pay attention to them. Here's some more from that article, Huffington Post Politics. This is by Natalie Jackson. She says, don't freak out. I say freak out. I say if you're Hillary Clinton, if you're a Democrat, I say freak the fuck out over the fact that Hillary Clinton is getting beaten by Donald Trump in the polls in Ohio before he even runs a negative ad. So it turns out the second most unpopular politician in America is not a good nominee. Who would have thunk it? So here's what she says in this article at the Huffington Post about it. She says, in the first battleground state, polls come out since Trump's key victory in Indiana. Quinnipiac University shows the business mogul gaining ground on Clinton in Florida and in Pennsylvania. So he's gaining ground on her. It's not going the other way. She's not going to increase her lead. People hate Hillary Clinton. Hate her. That's why she lost the last time to a black guy with a Muslim name. People hate her. And it's only going to increase. Her negatives are only going to go up. And it says that he is beating the former Secretary of State in the always critical Ohio. But before you lose your mind over individual polls, this is what Huffington Post says. This is what it says. Heed our repeated warnings. Heed our repeated warnings. Look at the polling averages and carefully consider the source. Until we have more polls, and as long as Clinton is still battling Sanders, the general election numbers will be unstable. Wow, okay. So don't freak out. They use my thing again. Don't freak out about an individual poll result. Wait until June for more stability. And in the meantime, look at the polling averages. Huffington pollsters' averages show Clinton with 3-point lead in Florida. A whole 3 points over Mussolini. Really, you should really be proud of yourself. Hillary Clinton's up 3 points over Donald freaking Trump. The biggest joke to hit the country since I can't remember, since Dan Quayle. That's who this guy is. And you guys are, and Huffington Post is now telling us all to don't freak out because Hillary Clinton is up 3 points in Ohio and Florida. Three. She's up 3 points over the biggest racist, xenophobic moron who's ever been in politics in America. I can't think of anyone like this. Anyway, go ahead. Feel good. She says, and by the way, and in Ohio, she's leading by, she's out by 1 point in Ohio, according to them. If you take the polling average, and she's leading by 5 points in Pennsylvania. Well, I guess we could all just go to sleep then.
You know, those are all within the margin of defeat.
Yes, those are all. I'm sure those are all within the margin of error for every one of those polls. This is what you're bragging about? That before Donald Trump even starts calling her completely corrupt and sold out and bought This is what Huffington Post says. It's okay. You guys have been your repeated warnings, by the way. You gave repeated warnings to not pay attention to Donald Trump. I'm not talking about maybe Huffington Post, but I'm talking about the media in general. I'm talking Nate Silver, who everyone talks about as a guru, gave Trump a 2% chance of winning back in August.
Jimmy, I'm sorry. I'm still just going to wait until June.
Yeah.
To feel any kind of angst or anxiety.
Yeah. So what Huffington Post is saying, why don't we wait until it's just about too late? Don't freak out. Because what they're saying, it says it's going to be a long 6 months, they say. Print this out and tape it to your computer if you feel the need to panic over every poll. Here's what you should do when you see a new poll from now until November. 1, don't freak out. That's what I heard. Look at the poll's methods, look at the polling averages, and 4, don't freak out.
And 5, blame Sanders for it.
And then blame Bernie Sanders when Hillary Clinton eventually loses because she's such a horrible candidate. Not only is she a flawed candidate, she's a horrible politician because people hate her guts. She's bad at lying, and she's transparent when she's trying to be sincere. She's completely transparent, phony, bullshitting politician. That's why people don't like her. That's why she lost to Barack Obama before, an unknown senator with a black guy with a Muslim name. She lost to him, the most powerful political organization in the country, the Clinton machine, and she still lost to him. And they pulled all that crap on him back, called his supporters sexist. They called, right, they're Obama bro. Mm-hmm. They said, hey, don't forget, Bobby Kennedy got assassinated in June in California, so maybe Barack Obama will too. They said that stuff. They threw the kitchen sink.
And she lied about Obama praising Ronald Reagan.
She did that, and she lost. She already lost. People still despise her. This is why, I mean, Democrats don't like her. Why? And so my point is, again, so here's more of the mainstream news media telling you, don't worry about it. Don't worry about Donald Trump until it's too late. Wait, why don't you wait until right after we nominate Hillary, and then she gets indicted. Then maybe we should freak out. When should we? We should not be nominating Hillary Clinton. That's what this means. This doesn't mean ignore it. This means, oh my God, we shouldn't be nominating Hillary Clinton. And the DNC did everything they could to screw over Bernie Sanders and the progressive wing of their party, which is what superdelegates are invented to do in the first place, to screw over the progressive wing of the party. And they're doing it. So not only is Bernie Sanders fighting Hillary Clinton, he's fighting the news media. He's fighting CNN and MSNBC and Chris Hayes and Rachel Maddow and Chris Matthews and everybody, not only everybody at Fox, but everybody at CNN. He's fighting everybody, including Hillary Clinton, and he's almost beating her. And here's someone with everybody in the bag for her, every media news, Time Warner, CNN's her top 7th donator. And she's losing to Donald Trump, someone who is universally despised by the media, but they love to have him on. The most hated politician in America, she's losing to him. So what does that make her? This is what I've been saying. This is what we've been saying all along at the Jimmy Dore Show. She's not only a bad candidate. It's not that I dislike her. She's a bad politician. People see through her. She's horrible. And if she loses, it's your fault for voting for her, not our fault. Don't freak out. Bernie or bust.